Hello, guys. Before this story time starts, I would like you all to just sit back and relax. And a little disclaimer, don't go trying any of this in real life. Alright? This is for entertainment purposes only. If you do try this at your own risk, just trust me, you shouldn't. Now, you should like and subscribe while you're at it. Really demolish that subscribe button. Now, I want you all to stick to the end because it gets really, really good. Now, I don't have an interesting life, but this one of my most interesting ones, except, well, if you watched it, you watched it. I have all my videos scheduled. I usually do them in one day, so I'm tired. So if this story time sounds bad, it sounds bad. Now, guys, thank you for listening, and let me start talking about the story time. Hello, guys, it's Nick, Killer22, coming from the past to talk to you guys about today's sponsor. Yeah, you guys just got trolled. It's today's sponsor. It's actually good. You guys. Without you guys, this channel wouldn't exist. So, truly, let's get into that story time. Now, guys, it was any day, a normal day. I wake up, stand in my bed, to remake it. Now, today, guys, the atmosphere in the air was so good. It was pretty muggy outside, but I felt good. So I sat down, I had my gaming setup with two monitors, and then, well, it's actually one monitor at then, but, right now I have two. So with my 1 HP monitor, I started playing. 65 hertz ain't bad. I got an upgrade to 75. Now, when I say I sat down, watched some anime, because I love anime, everybody knows that. I was watching Chainsaw Man. Pretty good anime. Now, my phone goes beep, 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 beep. I'm like, oh, well, that's an interesting thing. I usually never get a call. Now, it was my friend, my good friend, Jason. Now, Jason, he was an odd fellow. I was on good terms with him. I knew him from a friend. And he says, hey, Nick, you should definitely come hang out with me. Now, I knew it was Jason, and Jason knew me. Now, I was wondering, he's never invited me over. Was I just the last one to be picked? He said, hey, Nick, there's gonna be a lot of people there, like 5. You should come over. We make it 6. I'm like, I mean, why not? What could go wrong? Foreshadowing. Now, Nick, this will be a great sleepover. It's gonna be 2 days, so go ask your parents. I'm like, alright. I asked my mom, I asked my dad, they see no problem with it. But the only thing was that they would not drive me there. So I asked my friend, I'm like, hey bro, can you come pick me up? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, is your mom soccer car gonna come pick me up? He had that type of car. His mom had that type of car. Now, his mom had that soccer car. It could fit a lot of people. Now, they were gonna pick me up no matter what. So a bunch of people are in this car with me. I walk outside, open the door, I'm ready to go. 2 days, no big deal. It's summer break. Now, I hop in this car, and let's give you guys a little intro to everybody that's in that car. 2 of these people are girls, the rest are boys. If there's 6 there, that's 3. That's 3 and 3, 6, alright? Now, 2 are girls, so that means 4 boys, alright? You guys see the problem? Now, these 2 girls were Jason's sisters. Now, Jason's sisters weren't gonna be there the whole time, but they were gonna be there. They lived there, so they were gonna be annoying. Now, there was Liz and Abitha. Now, these 2 people, they're fake names, of course. I don't give out real names. Jason's also a fake name. Now, these two people, Liz and Abitha, were odd, really odd. You know, they're the type of person you think, oh, they're flirting with me, but in reality, they're like throwing bricks at your windows. That type of people. Now, they're gonna be a big part of this story time. Real big part. Now there's Mike, Jason, me, and then there was Jack. Well, me and Jack are how we knew Jason. I was friends through Jack to Jason. I didn't know Jack was gonna be there. Jack's one of my shy but really nice friends. He's the type of person just to really lighten up the mood. Now, they're all fake names, so don't go trying to Google these names and find people. Now there's me, Nick, Jack, Jason, Mike, and then there's Liz and Abitha. That's 6 people. I hopefully think I got them all. Now, Jack, it was nice, but Mike was that type of kid that just was in class. Not the type of kid to be really interactive or to sway your mind. But he had all the nice stuff. He had all the expensive stuff. If we were to have a sleepover, I would want to have it at his house. He got the PS5, he got the PS4, he even had a PS3 and a PS2 and a PS1. He had them all. And he also had the Xbox. I don't know all the Xbox names, because Xbox. But now Xbox, I don't really like that much. I tried whispering it, but I didn't hear it. Now, it was a 2-hour drive. They lived quite some away. Now we're going to Jason's house. Now, Liz and Abitha were really oddly quiet. Me and Mike were just chatting up. You know, I wanted to go to his house soon. You know, I wanted to chill at his place. So I was trying to get on good terms with him because I haven't seen him for some time. Now, there was also Jack. And he wanted to talk to me too. So, you know, just chatting, having a good conversation. We were talking about what we're going to do for this party. Now, the only reason we were going for this party is because it was, you know, Jason's birthday. That's the only reason I go to parties anymore. Now, but the funny thing is, the mom was the only one that was going to be there. And the type of mom she was, you could literally smoke weed in front of her. And she would be like, oh, can I get some? But the dad was a polar opposite. But he wasn't going to be there, so that's how they always stay in balance. You know, yin and yang. Now, the mom gave me like some vibes that it's going to be a chill party. It's going to be hella fun. Now, I guess the mom was just going to hang with the 2 sisters. So I really thought it was just going to be a nice party. Now, the mother drank. You know, she had some always locked up because the dad had that rule because the sisters got into it a few times. You know where I'm going with this? Now, I brought 2 bags with me. One duffel bag and one small bag with some electronics in it. Now, I didn't have a lot. I'm not rich. I'm a little below middle class. So I kind of guarded the smaller bag. But the duffel bag was just 2 days of clothes and a few other things. We'll get into that later. Now, I like collecting swords. So I might have just brought one. But then my friend Mike brought, you know, just a little extra, you know, some Nerf guns. Now, the other things out of my bag were Nerf guns. You know, I didn't want to be the only one there getting shot with Nerf bullets. I guess we all subconsciously brought some. Because one friend had 2 duffel bags. 2 duffel bags, you know, but when you picked it up, it felt like there was plastic in it, so I assumed he brought a quarter of his collection. Now, Jack and me were like, we better, you know, find a place, settle there, and we're gonna chill, and then we're gonna ambush them, you know. We're thinking strategy. Now my friend's like, we can't shoot the Nerf guns inside. I don't want to lose any bullets, so can we just do it outside? Be easier to pick up. I'm like, no, it wouldn't. Inside would be way easier to pick up. But I guess now we all came to an agreement that we wouldn't bring or use our own Nerf bullets. No one brought their own, so we used uh, Mike's and Jackson's. Now Mike didn't have a lot. He had 500 bullets with him, enough for himself. So he just put them away. Now the two girls were also known for taking stuff or doing dumb stuff. One of the girls would always bully Jackson's friends, but she was gone for like one day. So the other sister, I guess, got bored, came down to us, and she's like, you guys want to go outside? And then we're all thinking, maybe? I don't know. Now, Jackson and her have marijuana and other things, other very acquirable stuff through the mother. They didn't have a lot, but they had a small amount of it. Now, I knew this because my friend told me. Now, no one else knew they had it. But I guess the sister, you could see in her eyes, they were a little red. She already got high. And you could tell her, when she's not high, she's really tired and really aggressive. Now she was calm, mellow, and talking to her brother. And I guess my friend only talks to her sister. My friend, Jacob, only talks to his sister when she's high. So they were just chatting for a little storm. But then I hear house. And I'm like, what am I supposed to think of that? I ignored it. When it comes like 11 p.m., they're like, you guys want to go throw eggs? Now, they were also stoned out of their mind. They're like, you guys want to go throw eggs at someone's house? Now, Mike didn't even say no. Didn't even say yes. But Jack's like, I've never done that. I'm going to do that. Now, I'm thinking, oh man, majority vote. If I say no, I look like I'm lame. I'm like, sure, I'll be for the ride. Now, they had one carton of eggs. I guess the mother wouldn't notice one carton because she had like that big boxes of, eggs. She had maybe 300 of them. Now, eggs aren't cheap, but she would buy everything in bulk. So she had a lot. So my friend's like, he already asked her mom, and she was drunk, because this is the time she gets drunk, she expects everyone to be asleep. She was just on the couch watching a movie, chilling. Yeah. When the dad's there, she gets drunk with him. But he only has like a shot or two. That's what I hear from my friend. Now I'm like, asking my friend, your mom's just on the couch, drunk, and she let you have the eggs? He's like, yeah, she just told me to give her back the carton when it's empty, or what's ever left. I'm like, I guess your family hates eggs. He giggled, laughed, because, he smoked a little. That's the only way he can bear to talk to his sister without feeling aggressive. Now, they both smoked weed, everybody in the family, but the dad would usually forbid the kids from doing it, so they would do it behind their backs. They were that type of kids. Should I have hanged out with them? Should I have gone to this party? No, I know them for a long time. You know how it is with your friends. You don't skip their parties if there's cake. Now, I guess we should backtrack and talk how it all happened. Well, we were all having a Nerf battle. The sister came down, as usual. And when she came down, I guess she didn't. My friend wasn't high at that moment, because when he's high, he doesn't play Nerf. He doesn't. So he got high, and now he's, in that state where he just wants to chill and relax and play a movie. So he pulls up a really good movie, and, he told us we can watch it, or, you can just do your own thing. So I decided, to work on a YouTube video, because I brought my, stuff to do that. Now, I look at my bag, and I'm noticing a few things missing, but I thought I'd just put them somewhere. Think about that. Alright. And then the sister comes down, talks to the brother, joins him in the movie, because I guess hers wasn't working, and then she takes control, and she's trying to pass, her blunt around. And I skipped it, no biggie, But my friend's like, hey bro, you should invite someone. I'm like, sure, I'll invite my friend Richie. I'll invite Richie. Now Richie, even though his name was Rich, he was broke. But he always had a good idea. I wanted to bring someone to be stable with me. So I call him up. He lived pretty close. He pulled up. Now the mom's just sitting on the couch, drunk out of her mind, hitting on him. Because she ordered pizza and thought it was the person with pizza. So I guess he comes down there with a big red face. He's that type of person, never get anything. Like, So he comes down there. She directs him, and then 5 minutes later, the mom comes down there and tells us that she was, trying to talk to him and apologize. I soon to learn that she kind of, thought they were he had pizza and they were role playing, but Pizza Man showed up, and I guess she tipped him pretty well. I'm joking. That's a joke. She canceled that pizza. She didn't want it anymore. I guess she was still watching her movie, though. I guess she made some popcorn, because I walk up there and give me a drink, and I just see her, and she's like, hey, can you tell your friend what I did was dumb? I'm like, well, that's a bit off. That's weird. Now I go back down there, and then I was talking. This is them planning to go egg a house. And trust me, it was a big property, big enough to house 2 houses. Now, he had quite an empty neighborhood. This was more of the suburban area, so houses around there weren't pretty often. But then when I walk down there, I hear them talking about Karen. They called this old lady that was always bitter Karen, because she would do type of stuff like that. And I guess the Karen didn't really like the mom, and they got on the son's nerve. So the sister's thinking how we should just go egg the house. I'm getting down there, hearing all this. I guess they didn't even care, because they were talking pretty loud. Now my one friend I invited was like, just he already pulled out his sleeping mat. He was already sleeping. I guess he didn't want any part of that. I seen him. His eyes were open. He was asleep. He was awake. Now, that's because his mom knew Karen. They had to know each other pretty well. Like I said, I guess they went to the same church or something. So he didn't want to get in trouble, because his mom was going to be too strict with him and never let him go to that party again. Now, he told me he could stay there for one day, so he was going to stay here for the month. Just go to sleep and stay there tomorrow, because he missed the beginning of the party. Now, the next day was supposed to be the big high of the party. It's a long story. Well, now we're going outside. We're out there shooting our Nerf guns, and it's a pretty open property, no fenced-in area. But I guess the Karen was doing. She was driving. She stops, and starts yelling at all of us, and that's where they really, really put into action. The sister is just talking to Karen, trying to, and then, then three people slip away. Then I slip away, and the only person out there was Mike. There was two girls. Well, now there was five boys, but one was asleep. Not really relevant to the story. A little fun part. So now, the he was just out there picking up all the Nerf bullets. It was Jacob. He said he didn't want to, get in trouble. He didn't want to do this. He wanted to do that. Now, he also told us, be careful. My mom said you could have the eggs. I don't know why she said that. But if she stayed up being high, we would definitely get in trouble if she has to deal with this when she's on a high. Now, he picked up all of his Nerf bullets. That's why he wanted to stay behind. He thought we were going to do this later. Now, I guess he wasn't really on board for it because he smoked one blunt and now he was just trying to, ride it, chill, relax. He wasn't for it. But I didn't smoke any and I wanted to just snip away with them because I wanted to throw one egg, Oh no. Get me in trouble for it. But, really, I just wanted to be there just to, capture in the moment. Now, there's the three of us. Because one boy standing behind is just three boys. I guess one of them discussed how if you see the Karen, distract her. I guess they had each other's phone number. He calls up her, and then the Karen, you can hear in the background telling her, that's so rude. How dare you pick up your phone when we're talking? I'm trying to tell you people what to do because you're not doing it right. And I guess my friend just giggled, laughed. He was high, out of his mind. He's usually the type of kid to be nice, not egg your house. Now, he's standing at the front of her property. She has no cameras. She was really old, really old school, so she didn't like that. But, we egged the hell out of her house. Now, I'm the only one that wore full black. I had my hoodie on. I, put a shirt over my face. I was all about that. I took off my shirt, put on my hoodie, and then put the shirt over my face. And I'm like, if I get caught, I ain't going to jail. Well, none of my friends were in the sports, and they're all high. So one egg landed on the house. That's it. One. Trust me, when you seen this, you would be like, let me paint a picture of you. Here's the house. We're standing in front of it. You can see our POV looking directly at it. Now, I'm standing in the far back. They're all in the front, really close up to the house. And when the egg is chucked, it curbs, misses, goes in the bush. There's two bushes on each side, and then there's the lead up to the driveway. They're aiming for windows, but what they're hitting is the roof. They weren't really, getting it. So I'm like, let me throw one egg. I'm not high. I'm good. I'm stable. I'm the one person that made an egg onto the house. Made it directly for the window. Now my shot was so good. She didn't have a window after I was done. And it was the only egg that never broke. I guess it landed in her house and went all over her bed. I aimed for that bedroom. And then they were all like, you weren't supposed to break a window. That's a bit serious. They're all high, really. But they're like giggling still, One of them is talking about how, bro, would you do that window is supposed to be a window, not supposed to be the home in the house. Now we're all high. Only two of them know where we were, and I'm like, how do we get back to the house? We were 5 houses away from the house, But I kind of ran, so I didn't know where to go. I don't want to get lost. I'm like, we should go. We should go. Now, they took the carton with them, so if you would have seen us, you would have seen 2 kids running through, like, how do you explain this? Mario jumping through the air, going, skipping. Now, it looked funnier. I can't really describe it that well. I got people skipping on the sidewalk, very seeable with a thing of eggs. And then, we hear that car driving sound, if that, put it in. Now, uh, car, I would like to say this. I was the only one dressed in black. One friend had his hood up, and then one friend literally was wearing bright orange, very seeable. He looked like a traffic cone. That's how good he was to be able to see. Now, why that's relevant is she also just seen us at our house shooting Nerf guns. Now I'm like, hey, we all got back, we're all sitting here, we're all hyped. We put the eggs back in the, but we hid the egg carton, we threw away the rest of the eggs, and we buried them. Because if this Karen walked in, seeing an empty carton, she's gonna assume that we did it. Because she's seen Mr. Traffic Cone over here, looking nice and bright. Now, I guess she didn't notice at night. Cause I'm gonna give you a little tip. She didn't go back to her house. She was actually going to a meeting because I'm talking with the girl that's fucking hot. She was high out of her mind, just talking, and I'm like, um, you're telling me that she ain't going back to her house? I'm the only one not high out of my mind trying to collect all this info before she goes to sleep and forgets it. Now she's telling me, oh, well, we were like talking for like a good hour, and she was telling me how what we were doing was wrong, but I picked up a few pieces here and there about how she's going to a ball or like one of them old people meetups, like for college or something. And I'm like, what? And then she's saying this. She was talking, well, she wanted to go to this little ball thing. She won't be back at the night. So she told me, to babysit for her. And then she got to the topic of how I would be a good suit for her son. The son was 32. She was 20, but you don't put a 32 with a 20-year-old. Too out of place. Now, you might have parents that are the age differences, but, yeah. Well, let's see. Well, and two, got talking, and she distracted her for a good hour, and then the Karen's like, I have to go. It was nice talking with you, but you need to tell them boys to pick up all them Nerf bullets, because I don't want you littering. I'm part of the neighborhood watch. Well, the neighborhood was 5 people, so I don't really know how many of the neighborhood watch you got under your thumb. Now, there was 2 Karens in this, alright. Well, there we go. That's odd. Well, let me continue what I was saying. Now, the 2 Karens were at the ball meetup. Now, they were both there, and, they were friendly. But, Mr. Traffic Cone might have been the big problem, because when she sped by, well, I guess I shouldn't spoil it, but, I'm like, we need to change our outfits. We need to change. But they're all like, we ain't gonna do that. I didn't bring us change the clothes. I'm like, Traffic Cone, here you go, bro. Change into this. I don't want you to get caught. Because if you're in that clothing tomorrow, she's gonna pair you with us, and I ain't falling down with you guys. Now, we didn't get in trouble technically because we woke up and the mom's like, "Oh man, alright, well, Jacob, let's go to your birthday party. Let's go." Because she was the mom, not the host at the house. She was a saver on money, but when it was time to spend, it was time to spend. Now, we're all up at this really nice place. There's more friends there that didn't want to stay the night and be part of the shenanigans. Now, we had a nice time, chilling. It was Chuck E. Cheese, he wanted to be there. It was the first time going there with my friend, so we're all there, chilling, just relaxing, having a nice time. And I guess we were all gonna get dropped off at our houses, but that's what that is. But I guess you all want to hear about what the core story of the Karen. Um, the Karen knew Jacob a little bit, through the sister. Now, I guess Jacob pissed off the sister. So the sister kind of told the Karen who did it, because the Karen was offering $50 to person know it snitch. So just verify who did it and who was all a part of it. Now the sister and me, I guess, were on good terms. So she acted like I wasn't even there, and my friend that was sleeping wasn't also there. So I'm all getting this phone call because the sister, was trying to hit on me. She was the sister that a little bit like me, but only when they're high state. And then she calls me. I guess she wants to tell me how, oh, don't talk to Jacob for a month. He isn't allowed to have friends over ever again. Because the dad got home, he's like, well, Jacob, how was your party? All your friends come over? And I guess the Karen got to the household right when he arrived. Now, he was in a good mood when he entered the door, but when the Karen got there, she's like, well, I heard from your daughter that you and some kids, some rascals, were at my household throwing eggs. I have eggs all over my bushes, and one broke my window. That's like, ma'am, get off my property. I don't want to hear this. Get out of my house and leave. The mom's like, well, that's my husband, so gotta agree with him. And, the mom told the Karen to leave, and that made the Karen pissed. She calls cops. Cops show up to Jacob's house, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm just at home, though, so, like, ain't about me.